So intelligence in the camera has been around for a while. IQinVision was formed in 1998, and the name IQinVision would imply intelligence in vision or intelligence in the camera. Back in '98, we actually ran the first algorithms. The first algorithm we had running in the camera was face finding with a third-party company called Cognitech. We had people counting from ActiveEye, and we were running a number of different algorithms in the camera. But IP cameras, especially megapixel cameras at the time, were still very early stage, so there weren't a lot of adopters of that technology. And the performance of those algorithms, due to limited processing at the time, wasn't what the consumers were looking for. So the major change recently in the last couple of years is the available processing in the camera, and that enables these algorithms to run more effectively. It enables them to run more robust algorithms, and as a result of that, we're seeing more and more applications being designed for our camera. And what we're doing at IQinVision is creating an environment that makes it easy for third-party developers to port their algorithms, to customize or tailor their algorithms so that they run on the camera. So, you know, in broad terms, we are a distributed processing platform, and it's always been a concept. We've never abandoned that goal to become a distributed processing platform, and today it's really starting to become a reality. Yeah, analytics are the obvious application to run on the cameras because there's benefits of scalability by running the full analytics or portions of the analytics on the camera. But an offshoot of that, or a more recent development, is companies that are looking to actually use the camera to manage the video, in essence running the server on the camera. So today, the way most systems are architectured is a camera just more or less blindly streams video to a server, and the server manages all the video and indexes it and attaches the relevant metadata and puts it in storage. Well, today it's possible to actually do that indexing and the metadata management and manipulation in the camera. So the camera itself effectively writes directly to storage without having a server in between. What that means on a smaller scale is that you can basically have cameras and a simple box of disks, and the cameras write directly to that, and whenever you need to retrieve the video or export the video, you just stick whatever laptop that you have available with a light software package it's running on it, and use that to retrieve the video. You don't need to install a server on site. So in a small system, the benefit there would be to have the cameras writing directly to the video and eliminating the server on site. With larger systems, the primary benefit we see is the number of cameras you can handle per server. It's not really relevant for live viewing applications. In that case, you always need a server to decode the video and display it. However, most of the systems out there today are not being used for live viewing. They're only used for event recording and for forensic purposes. So in that environment, you could have potentially thousands of cameras per server, because the cameras, a lot of the work that needs to be done traditionally by the server is offloaded to the camera. So that's one of the great benefits or one of the potential benefits that we see in the long term of moving either all of the server or portions of the video processing out to the edge. Storage in the camera is something that, you know, is always been important to IQinVision. Our very first megapixel cameras back in 2001 had a PCMCIA slot so that you could do storage in the camera. But back then, the available storage was maybe a 256 megabit card, and that was pretty much used for things like construction site monitoring. It was really a time-lapse camera. They didn't have a lot of capacity to store large amounts of video. So doing anything more than, you know, snapshots on the camera or very brief event monitoring was about the limitation in the early stage of the IQI camera. So for any camera for that matter with storage on it. Today, you can buy, I heard that you can get a 32 gig card now for $60 or $70, you know, and that will, and Moore's Law will come into play there, so the capacity will double and the price will drop in half. So once you get into the 100 gig per camera, doing full-time storage in the camera becomes a reality. So if you think about that, if you put 100 gig in a camera, a 10 camera system actually has a terabyte of storage, which is a fairly substantial amount of storage. So there's two things storage is really used for. In many applications, if it's a remote camera or if it's a small shop or retail applications, they use the camera as its only recorder, as a recorder itself. So there's no other storage device. For larger applications, what typically they'll do is they'll archive video to a separate storage device, and then they'll use the camera as redundant storage in the event of losing connectivity, and they want the ability to back up. The third application would be for hosted storage, which is starting to emerge in the industry, and that would be where you want to archive video at the camera, but you also want to push the video remotely to a hosted video storage service. So that's primarily the three uses that we see of it, but as we open up the IQ app world to developers, we're pretty confident that there's going to be a lot of other people figuring new and creative things to do with the storage, as well as writing different apps to the camera.